Welcome back into the film room. I'm your host, Eric Turner. And in today's Cover 1 Film Room feature, we're going to break down Joe Brady's debut as the offensive coordinator of the Buffalo Bills. It was a debut that was rather impressive. It had a clear plan, direction. They got a lot of these supporting players involved early and often, making them that much more difficult to defend. He used an array of personnel groupings, players on the field. He utilized motion up over 57% of the time. He attacked the middle of the field. I mean, he basically did everything that we've been calling for this entire season. And he did it on a short week. But one of the ways I want to show you guys how impressive this was how he used his game script and play sequencing to set up the Jets defense and attack some of the minor cracks in the Jets defense. And I'm going to show you that because this is how you're able to see visually how Brady communicated and worked with his coaching staff down on the field and players on the field, and how he was able to adjust as the game went on. It was super impressive, and I hope you guys enjoy this breakdown. So without further ado, let's jump into the film. So the first phase of the game plan, get the ball to Diggs. You see them orbit motion him and try to set up a swing screen, but Josh decides not to throw it because the defensive end peels off, and he would have to float it up and over that defender, and that would allow the Jets defense to close, so he bypasses it and scrambles for 3 yards. On the very next play, motion again by Diggs. They run a screen to him, but Diggs drops it. That was an RPO, a run with a pass tag. Diggs dropped it. Now, third down, and I want you to pay attention to the formation, the empty set by the Bills, and what the Jets do. They send 4, but they drop out a rat defender underneath. Typically, that guy is defending underneath, but also keeping an eye on Josh Allen. So make note of that, because the Bills coaching staff did. The Bills try setting up the shot call to Diggs, but he is bracketed outside and inside. And by the time Josh wants to hit one of those in-breaking routes, either by Kincaid or Shakir, it's much too late. And the Jets defenders close on those 2 receivers, and Josh Allen is sacked. So the Bills put up 3 points on that drive. And on the next drive, it starts out very much like the last, trying to get the ball to Diggs down the field. Here on third down, the Bills are running their cover 4 beater, their sail variation, but Josh doesn't like the front side play, so he looks to the backside to Kincaid. But Kincaid is covered within structure, so he extends the play, slides to his left, and you see Kincaid slide to the middle of the field, find that void, and they're able to convert on the 9-yard gain. And this is when the game plan kind of shifted to Kincaid. The Bills get 5 yards on this route to the flats by the tight end, and it's a quick decision by Josh. After the motion by Diggs, the Jets stay in their too high look. The corner isn't often soft, so Josh fires it out to Kincaid, and he's able to get 5 yards on second down to set up a manageable third down. And this is where it got really exciting for guys like me, because we got to see tangible evidence of the coaching staff adjusting from one drive to the next. To set this up, let's listen to Sean McDermott in his post-game press conference.
The way he called the game, to your question, it was again, I could hear the offensive staff communicating, collaborating, adjusting, and then Joe taking that and putting it into play.
And this is how Joe Brady and the Bills offense weaponized the information from that first drive. On that third down from empty set, the Jets dropped out underneath with a rat defender, and they looped the defensive tackle, but he got chopped down by Mitch Morse. But that left a bubble off the left-hand side of the offensive line. And this is where Joe Brady and the Bills wanted to exploit. So once again, they spread out the defense with an empty set, and the Jets come with the same pass rush plan strategy. They loop that defensive tackle inside, but this time they drop out Jermaine Johnson, an edge defender, into the underneath area. The Bills run a stick draw concept, and now Josh Allen can exploit that bubble that was created because of the pass rush plan and strategy of the Jets. You see the nose tackle spike into the A-gap to the field, and that gives Josh enough space to hit that hole off the left side of the offensive line to gain the first down. This is very encouraging for Joe Brady and the Bills offense, and how he communicates with the players and staff down on the field and uses that information to create a play call in a money down situation to get the first down. And Josh, we see you. We see you sliding after you pick up the first down. And after the Bills reset the down, now watch Brady go to work with motion and personnel. The Bills are in 12 personnel. Morris and Kincaid are the tight ends. The 2 wide receivers are Hardy to the top of the screen, Sherfield to the bottom. And you can tell that the Jets were not ready for this personnel grouping or action. Watch what happens to the defense as Hardy comes across the formation. One defender goes with him. The linebacker, Quincy Williams, is telling him, no, stay to that side. They do not flip and adjust to the formation properly, and the Bills run their tackle wrap with Deion Dawkins pulling right into that area that the linebacker vacated over the middle. Just great work by Brady and the staff at creating leverage and a numbers advantage in the box here. Deion Dawkins pulls, Morse gets to the second level to get on Mosley, and Cook is able to pick up an easy 7 yards. So Brady feels like it's time to get Cook going. So he stays with the same personnel grouping and players on the field, brings Hardy across the formation, but they run a different play as the Jets adjust properly on this one. So at the point of attack, McGovern pins down the defensive tackle, and Morse wraps around on the pull to seal off Williams for a 5-yard gain. This is just a fine example of play call sequencing. The Bills getting to 2 of their favorite runs from a different personnel look, and calling them back-to-back like this doesn't allow the defense to adjust. This is how you curate a game script. This is how you collect information to be used later in the game. We haven't seen this type of play sequencing in a very long time. And just when I thought I couldn't get any more excited, the Bills bust out their dagger concept on 2nd and 4. That's a clearing route by Hardy, a deep dig by Diggs, but then you have Kincaid running that option route underneath, much like they used to years ago with Cole Beasley. And this is very good recognition from the rookie tight end, Dalton Kincaid. With the Jets showing man coverage, he just has to process post-snap whether the linebacker or the safety is covering him. On the snap, Mosley rushes. That means the safety has Kincaid in man coverage. Kincaid hooks it up, and Josh hits him quickly. Kincaid finished with 6 receptions for 46 yards. That led the team, and it's because of plays like this. He was on the same page as Josh Allen. He saw the same thing that Allen did. As soon as Mosley rushed, he became available for his quarterback, showed his numbers, Allen got it to him quickly, and he was able to gain some yards after the catch. Unfortunately for the Bills, this drive eventually stalled out, but they were able to put 3 points on the board to go up 6-0. And on that next drive, Joe Brady once again shows off the purpose behind his play call and his plan of attack. On this play, the Bills bring in the extra offensive lineman David Edwards and attack the middle of the field with Dalton Kincaid on a play concept that is a staple in the Bills offense. But it's the details that make this play work. The motion at the snap by Diggs across the formation catches the attention of the defense. The action by Murray post-snap to come across the formation also catches the attention of the defense. This intent and action opens up the middle of the field for Kincaid on a great drive starter, a schemed play for one of their playmakers, something we did not see enough of under Ken Dorsey. After a drop by Diggs on first down, Joe Brady dials up a shot call against the Jets defense, but the Jets defend it perfectly. They play quarters coverage, they cap the routes down the field, and so Josh lets the defense expand, specifically CJ Mosley, and then he just checks it down to his running back, Ty Johnson, a big, thicker type running back who now has a lot more space to operate, and he makes Mosley miss, and he's able to get 15 yards on the check down. A very good call by Joe Brady, but even better understanding by Josh Allen to check it down and get the ball into the hands of your running back. Fast forward to 2 plays later as the Bills flip the field. Jets are into a high look. The Bills once again manipulate the coverage with motion and attack the middle of the field. What a great strategy, something the Bills haven't done enough of. On the snap, the Bills look to the smash concept to the top of the screen. In-breaking route by Kincaid, corner route by Diggs, but as you can see, Sauce Gardner is squatting, and because the ball is on the right hash with Gardner into the boundary, it's a tight window throw, so Josh immediately eliminates those 2 routes and gets his eyes to his third read, and that is wide receiver Khalil Shakir. That initial motion by Johnson maxed out the space between the linebackers at the second level and opened up that passing window for Josh Allen. So Allen snaps his feet and eyes to the middle of the field, stands tall in the pocket, and hits Shakir over the middle in that passing window, and Shakir is able to get yards after the catch for a 27-yard gain. And this is what I've been talking about for months. You can have your coverage beaters, you can have your smash concept to the top of the screen, but if it's not there, you better have those backside concepts married in to the play. As soon as the Jets took away that smash concept, you had 2 in-breaking routes coming into Josh Allen's line of sight, and Josh worked through his progression smoothly, gets to his third read, and boom, explosive play for the Bills offense. This is exactly what I've been clamoring for. The Bills attack the middle of the field like we haven't seen in some time. And it's because of play designs like this that allow Josh Allen to get in rhythm, to get the ball out of his hands and into the hands of the receivers so that they could do damage after the catch. And this staff did this on a short week. That's a scary thought. Unfortunately, the Jets defense stiffened once again and forced the Bills to put up another field goal to go up 9-0. But you could visually see Josh Allen settling in, becoming more comfortable in the offense, being able to go through his progressions and read the entire field, reset the pocket if he needed to, and then if there's nothing open, use his legs to gain a few yards. Allen played within himself and the flow of the game. After an interception by Rasul Douglas, Brady tries leaking out the tight end Quentin Morris underneath, but he's taken away, as is Kincaid. And Josh has a big-time throw to Davis to the post down the field. But rather than take a chance and maybe having the corner or the post safety make a play on the ball, he just checks it down. Sure, that went incomplete, but you don't have to force the ball down the field if you're not confident or comfortable with that throw. And it was a smart play because on the next play, the Bills pitch it out to Cook and they're able to get 12 yards. A couple plays later, the Bills offense finally hits pay dirt with this pass to James Cook on their mesh concept. It's a route that Brady ran with CMC in Carolina, here against the Chiefs, also in the red zone. But I just love how he took that idea, that route by McCaffrey, and weaved it into the current offense of the Bills by running it with their man-beater concept known as mesh. If you guys follow me in the film room, you know this is one of my favorites. Don't expect a huge overhaul when it comes to the offense. We're going to see a lot of these concepts, including mesh. Someone in the chat room said, yeah, watch, it's going to be Brady's first call as an OC. You're probably right. But just present it differently. Please present it differently and get Josh to, again, refine that process for Josh, where his eyes need to be. Whittle that down. Don't leave that up to him. Don't leave the heavy lifting up to Josh and the wide receivers and the Bills offense. Like, scheme more things up. Brady must have heard my request. So prior to the snap, look how Josh Allen and the Bills offense uncovered that it's man coverage. They have Cook out wide. Number 0 is out there with him. So Josh brings him back into the formation. Given the release of Cook across the formation, the Jets defender passes the running back on to CJ Mosley. But because of the tight formation and routes by Diggs, Davis, and Shakir, Mosley is unable to work through the traffic. He's picked off, and the Bills get 6 points. That is how you scheme up a play for your playmaker. That is an easy button play. Bravo, Joe Brady. Coming out of halftime, it felt like the staff collected all the information from the game script in the first half and reset by going back to Diggs and the Bills running backs. This was their plan of attack to come out of halftime. On the second play coming out of halftime, the Bills have their single high safety beater to the top of the screen and their 2 high safety beater to the bottom of the screen. But I want you to notice that if the ball doesn't go to Davis or Diggs, the number 3 is Kincaid coming over the middle of the field rather than running a corner route like we have seen on that spot concept. So that is Brady tying in the 2 coverage beaters, just like I talked about earlier. Post snap, Josh gets to Diggs on the Gotti concept to the bottom and threads the needle for a 10-yard gain. 2 plays later, Joe Brady gives Allen an easy button play, a simple curl swing concept. Josh just needs to confirm that the Jets are in man coverage with Sauce Gardner staying with Davis. That means he can get the ball to Cook quickly out in space, one-on-one with a linebacker in the open field. He makes him miss, and he's able to pick up the first down. Cook finished the game with 17 carries for 73 yards, but he also pitched in 3 receptions for 29 yards. And Joe Brady's ability to get him the ball in the running game, but also in the passing game, really kept the Jets defense off balance. And this would not be the end of their running backs catching passes from Josh Allen. 3 plays later, the Bills are in a 3rd and long situation. They are looking at 3rd and 12. They send out a similar 3-by-1 formation, and the Jets are in their quarters coverage, so they're going to protect deep to the top of the screen to Davis on the post. The Bills have Murray run a flare control route, and Diggs is just running a shallow crossing route. And they get the same type of look on the backside of that formation by the Jets defense. The linebacker flows out wide with the running back. The corner and safety stay over the top. And so you have that opening over the middle of the field, and Josh and Diggs take it. And Diggs is able to get 11 yards on this play to set up a 4th and 1 decision for Sean McDermott. And this is when former Jets running back Ty Johnson enters the picture again. On this Johnson touchdown, we got to see Joe Brady motion for a purpose, to pull a defender away from the point of attack, to win leverage for your running back out into space. I mean, it was just a beautiful play call. Given the 4th and 1 situation, the Bills expected the Jets to be in man coverage. As Shakir comes across the formation, the Jets call a switch. You see Sauce Gardner let Eccles know he needs to travel with Shakir. But I want you to watch the smart play from Davis. He creates a little interference, a little rub on Jordan Whitehead, who is processing run to pass at this moment, gets a piece of that safety, and that allows Johnson to get the leverage outside for the big play. Everything about this play was money. The understanding of what coverage the Jets were going to be in, the emotion, the eye candy, the rub by Davis, and then the placement by Allen and speed by Johnson to finish the play for 6 points. And if we're talking about execution and finish, how about this 81-yard touchdown reception from Josh Allen to Shakir? But rather than me breaking it down, why don't we have Allen break it down? Here's a clip from the press conference after the game.
Just getting into a little empty package and saw they were playing what we call like 66 buzz, where the boundary safety comes down and kind of takes away Diggs. Diggs did his job, took 2. Dalton came across the field. He's the second read. Safety took him. Khalil did a good job bending in a little bit and getting away from that corner. So he made a heck of a play. And then the effort to get in the end zone, I haven't really seen the play yet, but I'm sure there was guys downfield blocking their tails off, and Dalton Kincaid was probably down there. He seems to find himself around the ball all the time, and that's why we love him.
This was just fantastic pre-snap recognition of the Jets' cover 3 look with that safety down in the box, and Josh going through his progressions, letting the route by Shakir develop and come to him. He looked to his first read, Diggs. He was taken away, so he moved on to number 2, Dalton Kincaid. Allen noticed that the safety's hips were open to Kincaid, so he went to number 3, Shakir, right down the seam, which that is the route that is the most dangerous cover 3 look. But it's Allen's arm arrogance on this play that sets him apart from almost any quarterback in the league. The ability and arm strength to make this throw flat-footed from the pocket down the seam versus this cover 3 look, and to get it by Sauce Gardner with his long arms, this is what sets Josh Allen apart. And these are the big-time throws and explosive plays the Bills' offense has been missing. As you guys can tell, I was super excited about this game plan against the Jets, one of the top defenses in the league. I thought Brady did a great job of using motion, attacking the middle of the field, and refining Josh Allen's process from pre to post snap. It seemed like Brady had a better idea of how to get Josh in rhythm and to stay in rhythm throughout the entire game. But what was most exciting to me was watching Brady's game script unfold, and the different formations and personnel groupings he threw at the Jets defense, collected that information, talked with his staff and players down on the field, and came up with another game plan or another way to attack on the very next drive. And that allowed the Bills offense and Josh Allen to stay ahead of the Jets defense from drive to drive. So it was a good first test for Brady and the Bills offense against a top tier defense. And he passed with flying colors. The Bills passed with flying colors in this must-win game against the division rival Jets. And hopefully they can carry that momentum into the game next week against Philly. I'm Eric Turner, owner of Cover One, host of the Film Room. If you enjoyed that breakdown, please smash that like button, leave me a comment in the comment section, and subscribe to the Cover One YouTube channel. Until our next breakdown, go Bills.